Luc Bouillon and I'm a broker with Century 21 BJ Roth Realty. I live and work right here in the City of Barrie. Now here in Barrie we're fortunate to have a lot of green space. Mature trees both on and off our own lots, which some cities just don't have. But the last few years with the ice storms in Quebec and this year in Toronto, even though some of that severe weather hasn't hit us, we've been very fortunate, a client still asked me recently, what happens if a neighbor's tree falls on my property? Who's responsible and who pays for the damage? This is a very good question. And for most people, your homeowner's insurance is going to cover this for you. You probably have a $500 deductible, so you have to decide whether or not it's worth it for you to make a claim. And if you have something called all perils coverage, you may also be able to claim for vehicles, RVs, or fences and stuff like that on the property. Now, you're probably thinking, it's my neighbor's tree, he didn't take care of it, why do I have to file a claim? Why do I have to pay the deductible? Can I sue my neighbor for the damages? Well, the answer is not easily. You'd first have to prove that your neighbor had prior knowledge of the tree being defective and chose to ignore it. It'd be very difficult to assign that. The other thing is there's language in common law that says any person who allows their property to remain in what's called its natural state is not liable to their neighbor for anything left standing or growing on the property. So again, very difficult to assign blame for something like a natural tree to a landowner. Now, there are things you can do to protect yourself. You can hire the advice of a qualified arborist, and they're going to come in and do a report on the tree, let you know what the likelihood is of that tree being sick, and what you should do about it. You can talk to your neighbor with that and hopefully come to a resolution amicably. And if not, at least you have that report that says you spoke with them that you can come back to later. The arborist can also give you advice on what you can do yourself to protect yourself against that tree. So if it's overhanging your property, it's too close to your home, you can trim it back so long as you don't injure the tree in the process. Now, that's a very important distinction to make. You can't go down and chop the tree. You can't enter your neighbor's property to do it, but you can trim back the branches that are on your property as long as that's not going to harm the tree. So the arborist will give you that advice and let you know how much is safe to cut back. And of course, if you injure that tree, now you brought liability on yourself because you've damaged your neighbor's property. So very important to get that qualified advice. At that point, the other question that comes to mind is, what happens if the tree falls on my property and it doesn't damage anything? Who pays for the removal? Well, at this point, you're going to be on your own. Homeowner's policy, for the most part, is not going to cover removal of a tree if there's no damage to the home. So you're responsible for either cutting that up and turning it into firewood or paying someone to haul it away. Now, if your tree falls on your neighbor's property, does that mean you just close the blinds? Well, no. Be a good neighbor and go help them to clean up. It is the right thing to do. I'm Luc Bouillon with Century 21 BJ Roth Realty right here in the City of Barrie. Thanks for watching.